down behind the houses, and they, Jeff will remember this too. You could get Clorox bottles, or you could get pop bottles, and you'd get 2 cents for them.
Yeah, pop bottles were 2 cents.
And,
I don't remember the Clorox.
And a big pop bottle was worth a nickel, and you thought you'd, because then you could get 2 for a penny candy, and I mean, you thought it was a heyday. It was
Look at this, brand new construction.
Wow.
Across the street.
Look at these beautiful old houses. So this was my walk, Nick. I mean,
To school or what?
To school. I'm 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, walking to school, and I mean, there were probably, goodness, 6 or 8 of us that all walked to school together. Maybe that's why the moms let us all go together.
I mean, we're talking about Boomtown heyday. This was...
Yeah.
This was when...
Most of these homes were new.
Yeah.
They're 20, 30 years old anyway.
Or built specifically for the manufacturing, right?
No,
to house the workers.
This was just strictly, I'll be a son of a gun. I guess something's going to happen here. There it is. That's where I went to grade school.
This little place?
No,
right here.
Oh, okay.
Clinton grade school.
Wow.
That's where I went to grade school.
Wow.
Now look at it. It's all board. It's a drug-free school zone. They got bars on the windows.
Those aren't bars. They're cinder block, whatever those big
concrete,
things are.
So they don't smash the windows out.
Yep.
Oh my gracious.
Get inside. Yeah, they're bored and they're closing down. They're closing down 130 schools in Detroit.
Anyway, there was a candy store that was a block back. Obviously, it's gone. But this is just.
Yeah, you used to find party stores and stuff in here, and
it's just shame. And you know, it's old city, whether it be Chicago or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's the evolution.
Yeah, but most cities haven't lost the population like Detroit has. Detroit's lost over 1 million people in population in the last 30 years.
You know, you talk about Gran Torino.
Yeah.
You're in Gran Torino, Nick. You might as well be in Clint Eastwood in the movie Gran Torino.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. It was that kind. It really was that kind of island. You know.
That was a great movie. We should watch that.
A little flooding here.
It is funny, Jeff, to see those
new houses.
Brand new houses right here.
The builders get some kind of credit for it. Here's Wyoming.
What do they do? Just renovate it?
No, that's brand new. That's from the ground up, Jan.
They tear them down and rebuild them?
Yeah.
And then I guess I'd either go back Schoolcraft or Finkel.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down the 5 mile.
Where was it when we went?
Maybe even McNichols.
And you said
You don't want to go to 5 miles. You don't want. Grandma lived between Finkel and Schoolcraft.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to. Okay, I thought we were going to Leewood.
Where was it that all the graffiti and everything was boarded up? And all the houses had graffiti on it.
I can't remember. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if we stopped at McDonald's. Pee-pee. You think? Or not, don't stop there.
Not this one. We'll find one.
That's cool. We got a ways to go. That's all right.
That fades. There's a White Castle. Breakfast sliders, $2.
This was the first major thoroughfare in the city of Detroit, the John Lodge Expressway. One of the biggest negatives to it ever was that it was built in a hole, and it would flood. You couldn't get out. Miss it? Because I think we're north of coming up on 7, aren't we?
No, we're coming up on 5. Puritan. Might have. I think Puritan runs between 5 and 6. That's fine. We can. How far
It's
down
not-
was she from Wyoming?
It's not that big a deal.
No,
We
it's
can just keep going.
Well,
on.
no, we'll backtrack it. It's no big deal. I'll just get a mile road, and then we'll know where we're at. Where did she live?
She lived
Off Evergreen, didn't she?
off Evergreen and between Schoolcraft and Finkel.
Okay.
That's all new stuff.
Coney Island. Oscars.
Mary Grove College, I'll be darned.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Then you got UD Mercy
Yeah.
right down there. Or the old Mercy College.
The 4th of July on Livernois, they used to. I think it was 4th of July. I don't. Maybe it was another day, but they had the Scottish pipe competition and stuff, and they used to march down Livernois.
Well, do you remember Livernois being called the Avenue of Fashion?
Yes, you're right. They did up towards
Se-
8 Mile Road.
Between
Yep.
7 and 8 Mile.
Yep.
It was the Avenue of Fashion.
I'd forgotten that. You're right.
Born again, full gospel.
And the thing about it is everything is the same, okay? You have to keep in mind it was all white, it was all small businesses, it was all everything geographically. It's exactly the same. The buildings and everything is just.
Really not been a lot of renovations, has there? No. Those few houses that we saw back there that were rebuilt.
Well, the other bad thing about this, Jan, is that their millages, the taxes you pay on your house here, are just ridiculous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at the car being pushed out of the road.
You get a feel for
Shit happens.
the city.
Yeah, I've had to push. I lived in the suburbs all my life, and I had to push my car.
Yeah, not the place to break your car to break down. Soul food, open Pearls Diamond. Gertie's Grilling, Soul Food, dine-in, carry-out.
She didn't make it.
Can't remember if that's New Grace Hospital over there, or if it's not part of Sinai. I don't think.
The reason I wanted to go by my grandmother's is that probably until I was a good 10 or 12 years old, I probably would spend 2 weekends a month, especially in the summer, with my grandmother.
Oh, it is Sinai Grace. Yep.
That's a hell of a hospital.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. It's pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, my sisters were born in there. 2 of my sisters were born there. in the New Grace Hospital.
Is that a school?
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably a private academy now.
William D. Hill.
Jury
That's
on
a
White
school I
Center.
don't, never heard
What
of.
is that?
That's new for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is myself, Greg. There was no public school down here. Because we're so close to Redford High School here.
Exactly. That's where my aunt went. My mother went to Redford.
Did she?
Yep. All of her sisters. So when we finally get to Leewin and everything else, just keep that where my mother gave my grandfather $25 and said, would you drive me there so I can put the down payment down on a house
For $25.
for $25.
I hadn't seen any.
You won't?
Well, you'll see a few here and there, June. About 10% of the people who live in Detroit are still white.
What percentage?
10.
Only 10?
Oh, yeah. Even the blacks don't want to live here.
In the sense, you sense how straight the streets are, Nick. I mean, everything
Yeah.
just
Everything's
straight
locked.
lines, yeah. Flat.
Did your grandmother live this far away? I mean, is it long? Does she live a long way?
No, what
Because
you'll
it
get
feels
a,
like a long way.
well, from where we live, what you'll get a better feel for it and understanding one of the why my mother, where we live, because in relationship where from the time to the kids grew up and everything else. No, it's not that far from Leewin to my grandmother's house. Like Sherry said, she could drive it, or she rode her bike. But again, everything
We've just
was.
been doing square.
Yeah, that's all we've done, Jan. We made one left turn. We're going to make another one here to go to Grandma's house.
I think it's just on the other side of Southfield.
Well, there's Southfield here. Evergreen is
Okay,
Next-
Evergreen,
next
you're
main-
right, you're right.
next main road. It's about a mile down.
309. Regular.
Now this highway didn't exist. It was a road called Southfield, but the interstate, here, look of it, the interstate didn't exist. It was just Southfield. It looked like the road we're on now.
It's almost as if nobody's here. And there's transient people and we see cars and we see people walking, but it's
You don't see anybody in the stores.
even the stores aren't open. It's
Nobody's shopping.
see more liquor stores than grocery stores, but I guess that's any.
You don't see grocery
That's the
stores down
nature
here.
of any big city, inner city type atmosphere. It's the same way in New York and in LA. It's all corner marts,
Yep.
quickie marts.
Outer Drive, Greg.
Yeah. Maybe what is the theory, or what was the premise of Outer Drive? I don't know, but
I don't know. No, I never did know, but I know it loops all the way over to Belle Isle.
Yeah, it
Starts at Belle Isle and it ends down at the Ambassador Bridge.
it's just a loop, and it's a boulevard loop.
Like
Is it-
Independence Boulevard in Charlotte.
More Myers, because to live on Outer Drive
Well,
was
they've done something different here. I've never seen this before.
high end.
Not a bad idea.
Now what is this?
Evergreen.
It go all the way. We'll actually come back out. We'll stay on Evergreen. Let's take Evergreen out to 8 Mile Road, because that'll put us in front of Henry Ford.
Yeah, go right by Henry Ford, and if you want, we'll go the back streets over to Leawood.
Yep.
Then I'll show you where I grew up, and then we'll go to Sandy's,
Sounds good.
because it's all on the way.
Sounds good.
So for those of us that have only seen the Eminem movie, what is the significance of 8 Mile Road to you guys?
To us, well, both of us grew up really off of it.
Okay.
Greg on the Detroit side, me in I was in Redford. I didn't grow up in Detroit, so I didn't have. It was different, slightly.
I think the key, or what you asked a good question, but in 1960, 65, 8 Mile, I was describing to you earlier about you didn't, we'll go down to my high school. You didn't go a mile past my high school. You just didn't, because it was
Stayed within
town.
the school district. For
You
the
could
most
get
part.
sliced up, you could get killed. You just didn't go.
Hmm.
So, but there was a mayor here that got elected in middle 60s, Coleman Young, and he literally destroyed the city. But in destroying it, he declared war on the suburbs, and his war barrier was 8 Mile Road.
Yeah, he told criminals to hit 8 Mile Road.
Yeah, because
Upon
8
his
Mile
election.
Road was where the suburbs on the other side of the boulevard
Started.
That's where the suburbs started.
It was the line of delineation between inner city and suburbs.
Exactly.
Yep.
And the
Gotcha.
haves and the have-nots.
Gotcha.
And you were talking about the racial. This is probably one of the more polarized countries or cities in the country.
He divided the city for 30 miles down 8 Mile Road. He divided the city. Grosse Pointe, we were talking about the wealthy. 8 Mile Road's there. He just carved it up. And
So it's like I was talking about Alameda in LA was referred to as the white line. It's the equivalent of that.
yes,
In the sense, okay.
yes, and to this day it is.
Wow. Is it more to do with race, or is it more to do with poverty versus
Race.
have-nots?
Race.
Okay.
Well, it was race, but with race comes the poverty issues
Yeah.
and things too.
Coleman Young just declared. Finkel's 5 Mile Road.
Finkel is 5 Mile.
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as you cross out of Detroit, it becomes 5 Mile. Goes all the way out to our house, out Plymouth and Canton. Goes beyond that. It actually goes north of Ann Arbor. There's Outer Drive again. Should have just taken that.
Does that loop around? Does it
Oh,
curve?
it
Okay.
curves.
I was
and-
gonna say,
It's
'cause
the
that-
only crooked street.
It's the only one that has curved around so far.
Yeah. It's very much non-linear.
What does that sign say?
Bonedale Park.
There
Is
was
that
a
what it-
park that had. There was a park that had pools. It was called Stopel Park,
Yeah.
and it was near my grandma's house, and we could go there. For 10 cents, you could swim all day.
10 cents.
That's a lot of money. Back
That's a lot of candy you're giving up.
Yeah,
That's a
two,
lot of
two
money.
for a penny. Candy you're
That
giving
is
up.
Stopel Park. That is Stopel Park. That's where it was. They used to have pools.
Looks like ball fields back there now. Football field.
You can probably turn right at that light.
Turn right. Okay.
And these little bitty
All of
bungalows over
this,
here.
to the best of my knowledge, all of this stuff on your right, all of this is Linden. Yep. Relatively new.
This is well come up.
And
Linden Greenway.
Where are we now?
We're going to my grandma's house, but I don't remember this citadel at all.
It looks
That
fairly
must be
new.
Now we're gonna turn left on Trinity.
Linden Greenway.
Now this is going to be kind of hard to explain.
Look at these houses.
Big stout Trinity's going to come up here pretty
Holy
quick.
cow.
Fielding, I'm sorry. Fielding. Turn left. This is my grandmother's street. This is going to be very hard to explain because let's see where I'm at. Keep going. It's
Holy
got
cow.
wherever
This
we're
is-
going is on the left. Okay. Keep going. This is where this is my grandmother's where I grew
Neighborhood,
up on
isn't it?
this street. We might have to turn around.
That's fine. Is she in the first block?
I'm trying to get my bearings.
That's all right.
What is this little? Can you see the
Looks
name
like
of
they
that?
were renovating down here too.
Acadia. Okay, we're here. Keep going.
Look over here.
That was built. Okay, stop. Okay. Go pull up just a hair, please. Okay. See this vacant lot right here? See this one right here? That's where my grandmother's house was. She lived
not
between
there
this.
anymore?
No, they renovated this house, got torn down, and those two houses got built next to my grandmother. Two little girls lived in that one,
So back up a little. You wanna
and
back up?
you can pull up. And
So this is all new up here on the left.
it was all, yes.
All this.
Yes. There was a big old, the Kinjorskis lived there. There were 13 kids. Porky was one of my best friends, Porky Kinjorski.
Porky Kajorski.
And my mother's, there were
We're gonna go
13
see-
kids, and my mother
How'd you
was
like to get
friends
stuck
with
with
her.
that
Did
name?
she have an alley, Greg?
No, she did not.
No, there doesn't look like there's one back there.
Look at these old houses. Wow.
But just, and we used to, you'd go up here to the very end. Remember the Southfield Expressway we were on?
Yep.
And, okay, it's right there at the end.
That's
We used to go to this park all the time. And this is where my Aunt Sandra pulled her pants down and I saw a woman's parts for the very first time. In this park right there.
How old was she?
She was 12 and I was like 10. And
What did she do?
Me and my cousin Billy, we dared her to pull her pants down because we'd never seen one. And she pulled her pants down and showed us.
Oh my God.
It's
And
all
then-
just stuff.
That building, that gray building that you see to the far end, that used to be a grocery store and a fountain. We'd go there and for a nickel you could get a Coke float or a Burner's float. And it was a candy store. But this was a...
I can't tell whether a lot of this is just abandoned or
it's
Some of it is.
condemned.
actually it's improved since the last time I was here because they built some houses. It was
Yeah.
just
When we were here, there was graffiti everywhere.
yeah.
That's what I remember. I remembered the most was that there were just the doors were boarded up and windows, and there were people. They had just done graffiti everywhere, and that seems to be.
I mean, hell, Petoskey looked better than this. This is horrible. Horrible.
And then look at this over here. This is all new construction.
Oh.
How would you like to live with this in your back door?
That's just public housing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's still landscaping, man.
But again, Nick, and you're pretty astute and understand a bit of history. Keep in mind, when I'm talking, it's 52, 53, 54, 55. The soldiers were still coming home and growing and building from
Europe,
from Europe and from
Japan.
Korea.
Korea. That's true. Yeah, I forgot about. I didn't think about Korea.
The whole dynamic was just, kids were everywhere, and
There wasn't enough housing to go around, Nick. That's why we didn't live in Detroit. That's why we got pushed out to the suburbs. You could get a VA mortgage out there.
exactly a VA loan because you were a soldier.
VA or FHA, and